And we are back. We're back. We are back. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Joy and Intention, the podcast. I'm your host, Joy. If you're new here, well, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're not, thank you so much for sticking around. Just to let you guys know, I upload new episodes every Sunday at 12 a.m. GMT time, so be sure to turn your post notifications on. And then, just before we get into the episode, just a quick reminder to help support the show and get it out there to so many other people about the candid wellness conversations we have here surrounding lifestyle and personal growth. You can give the show a quick subscribe, rate, and review from whatever platform you're listening on, and share with a friend if you wish. And your support is truly and greatly appreciated. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoy today's episode. So I am sure that you guys have all seen the title of today's episode, and it is all about your guide to autumn, your guide to the winter months, your guide to when it's getting colder. You know, the mornings are a lot darker, it's a lot harder to wake up at the times that you usually should be, because it's no longer nice and bright outside to wake you up in the morning. You know, your brain hasn't registered, hello, it's morning time. The nights get darker a lot faster. You have to be at home a lot faster than usual, a lot earlier than usual. The days do get colder, especially if you do live in a country like the UK. Our weather is so bipolar over here, but honestly, it's pretty iconic, I won't lie. For a lot of us, for a lot of people, the autumn and winter months are really hard to get through, and I get it, honestly. Seasonal depression is very real at this time, and it affects a lot of people in their own lives. Or maybe it's just your mood gets dampened a lot quicker than usual because, first of all, it's dark outside. It's not giving very much aesthetic. It's not really giving bright anymore. It's icy outside. It's rainy. It's not looking cute anymore. You're cold. Maybe you're a bit sick, like me, and now you're just really not up for any of it anymore. But what if I told you that we can make it a bit better? We can make these months a bit easier for ourselves, and we can make them a bit easier on ourselves. And we don't have to let them be as hard as they usually are. What if I told you we can take a little spin on them to make them a little better year by year? So, in this episode, I'm really just going to tell you guys just some things that I love doing and implementing into my life over the autumn and the winter months, just to really help stabilize my mental health, just to really keep me disciplined and motivated even when the months are starting to get harder and I'm starting to have to mentally transition from the optimistic summer and then transition into the wet winter and autumn. And some bits can really be cute because in some of the parts of the world they really do get nice snow. In the UK we don't really get that much nice snow, we just get ice and rain. But I'm grateful for all of it, and it can be hard, yeah, but we're still here. So yeah, I'll just be letting you guys know some things that I really love and I've been trying to implement into my life, and maybe you can take them on board or maybe not. And if you'd like to, please do share what you do love to do down in the comments, because I'd love to see what you guys love doing during these months, and I'm sure loads of other people would as well. So yeah, I would say first and foremost, during the winter months and autumn months, when it's really starting to get a lot darker and a lot colder, and a lot of us, our health is starting to get a bit more. It's a lot. It's not at. It's at a lot. A much sorry it's at a much more vulnerable point than it usually is. Most of us are a lot more prone to get sick than we usually are. That means we need to really prioritize and look after and take care of our health as much as we can and look after it as much as possible. So, one way I would really say is one thing that I think maybe we'd kind of overlook. I think, yeah, I would say we do tend to overlook this quite a lot. Prioritize your sleep. Prioritize how many hours of sleep you are getting. If you're not getting enough sleep and you're wondering why you can't function properly, or why you're in such a bad mood, or why your emotions just aren't regulating, or why you're not fully being able to give 100% into the tasks that you're doing, even if your 100% is a 40%, why you still can't give that 40% into the task that you were doing that day. Is your sleep a factor into why you can't fulfill what you're supposed to? Because I think, especially in wellness culture, we'll find that, when talking about self-care and healthy habits and really working on our health, there's a lot of talk around fitness, implementing fitness into our lives, implementing good eating, and then on the emotional side, journaling and all kinds of things, and seeking therapy, all those kinds of things. But sleep is often disregarded and kind of just thrown out into the back door. And I think we've kind of, if people are getting enough sleep, they're being called lazy. If people are sleeping they're getting their 8 hours of sleep a night, they're most likely called lazy. They're being told, you don't really want your goals, the way we do. You're not waking up in those early hours in the morning and going to sleep at those late hours of night and just grinding, solely grinding, just grinding. And I feel like, to an extent, that is quite a toxic mentality, and that is quite a toxic mindset, because of course, yeah, most of us do want to reach our goals. And yeah, there will be seasons in life where you will have to wake up earlier or put in a bit more effort to reach those goals that you want to achieve. That differentiates for everyone. But I feel like there's a difference between making it something that's temporary and then making it into a lifestyle. I think it could be, sorry, I'm really struggling to breathe here. um I'd say, because, so, like, right, in high school I was always that girl who was always in bed by 9 p.m. I was always on top of it. Like, I was your girl for going to sleep early. Like, no one could actually talk to me about getting no sleep, because I was always, I was in bed by 9. But then I can't lie, I was up by like 5:30 because I had to be at the bus stop by 6:50. So I don't really know. But yeah, and then I got to year 12, and then I started to find myself going to sleep at hours such as 12, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. And bearing in mind, I had to be ready and out of the house by 7 a.m. So now, because I remember in year 12 there was a time I got really, really ill, and it was very bad. I've never been ill like that in my whole life. And then that's I think my body was telling me, you need to start looking after me a bit more, because I was trying to put in all those other wellness things. I started running, I started eating a lot better, I started minimizing how much screen time I was having. I started implementing all these other things, but I forgot the thing that was most pivotal to my health in those times. Even just in general, because sleep is it has such an effect on your health. Like, I was just completely disregarding sleep, and then, uh, on top of that, I was stressed because of school. So I was stressed and I was sleep deprived. My brain just couldn't take it. My body just couldn't take it anymore. And I think that's when I realized, for year 13, I made a rule for myself. I said, midnight will not see me awake. Midnight will not catch me awake. On a school night, no, 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 it won't catch me awake. As soon, even when I see 11 p.m., I already start panicking. I start saying, whatever work I have to do, I'll find some time to do it tomorrow. I refuse to let midnight see me awake. Cause that one, she's my enemy. Like I'm awake by 12 a.m. I know it's over for me. I have to say no, no, no. I have to put boundaries in place, and it's like, my schoolwork should never be dominating me. Any other work that I have to do, it should not be dominating me. I have to set boundaries. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh wow, I'm really struggling today, guys. Please bear with me. But yeah, I think to add on to that as well, just to really help you having a lot more of a smoother experience during these months, I'd say starting to implement slow mornings a lot more. Slow mornings, they are so they could be so beneficial to the trajectory of your day. Like, they can have such an impact, because I feel like, the morning run, the morning rush culture, it's very normalized in the world. It's very, very normalized. We wake up, and then we're all of a sudden immediately rushing. Now you started your day in a panicky manner. Now you've started your day in a rushed manner, you know but I started to be like, why can't I change that? So I had to look back, and I was like, okay, what's the root of this? Because it's clearly a root. you know is that because I've not been going to sleep early enough so I can wake up early enough to get everything done in the morning that I need to? Is that I haven't packed everything the night before that I needed to, so I don't have to rush around packing all that in the morning? What is it? And I really had to go find the root and then implement that. And when I did, it really did start to change my life for the better. Really finding the root to every situation it is very beneficial to understanding a lot of things in your life, and to becoming a problem solver and not a situation complainer. So yeah, I'd say slow mornings. And honestly, if you've not been able to experience slow mornings, I don't think you realize just how beautiful these things are. I really do hope that you guys at least try it, even for 1 week, even a few days. Just really, what is it that you need to do to make sure that your mornings go a bit more smoother? Because how your day starts, it does have a big impact on your day, and it does set the tone for the rest of your day. So, how do we want to start our days? What do we want to start our days off as? So yeah, I also want to say self-care. Prioritizing self-care during these months is so vital and so key, especially if you're someone who does have to happen to have a fluctuating mental health. Um, that's me as well. My mental health, it goes up and down a lot. It fluctuates a lot. Um and I think I found that self-care is so vital during these months, and it is so pivotal to how these months will go, and how my mood will be affected, I would say. Because, so, like, I think, 'cause self-care, it's a way of looking after yourself, and it's a way of recognizing that you need to be looked after and you need to be cared for, and you will provide that for yourself. And for the people out there who constantly give all that they have to other people, but they don't give any of that to themselves, I just want to tell you that I see you and I hear you. But babe, it's about time that you started looking after yourself, and you started giving yourself the care that you deserve, because you deserve as much care as you're freely giving to everybody else. You're you're just overflowing out of yourself, but you're not pouring into yourself either. You know? It's like you're going and you're rubbing other people's wounds, but you're beating yourself. You know, you need to look after yourself. You need to take care of yourself. Maybe you've not had a good day. Maybe you messed up. Okay, we're not gonna beat ourselves up, because what's the point in that? Instead, we're gonna take some time to reflect. We're gonna take it easy, because then again, as I said so many times, we're all doing life for the first time. Things aren't always going to be perfect. That's part of being human. It's not always going to be perfect. It's going to have its ups and its downs, but that's the beautiful part of life, and it's part of embracing that, because I've realized I can either choose to allow my emotions and what happens in my life, I can allow it to happen and then just move along like it's supposed to, or I can choose to allow it to happen and then internalize it and make it into something that it's never meant to be. The choice is all ours. So I'd say, yeah, look after yourself and please do prioritize it. Don't just say, oh no, I'll just put it. No, it's so important. And I don't think you'll realize how important it is until you actually start implementing it into your life. Like good sleep, really starting to eat better, taking your multivitamins, really starting to put those things into your life to improve your life. So I'd say one of my favorite things to do is first of all, I love being at home. I'm a homebody. I just love being at home. I love not having to get ready. I love not having to go outside. Cause I feel like, yeah, I feel like I wish I was one of those girls that loves getting ready, but I'm just not. I'm just personally not. Like, I just love not having to, like, obviously, yeah, I mean, I'll shower, like, I'm not that kind of not get ready, like, yeah, I'll do the basics, like, things, like, look after myself. Hygiene always has to stay on top, you know what I mean? But it's, like, in the sense of having to get, glammed up, dolled up, look cute, look, I feel like, as much as I wish that was me, I don't know, it just doesn't really do anything for me, you know. But yeah, so I'd say I love getting cozy in my bed because I love my room. I just love getting cozy in my bed, having some hot chocolate. I'm such a hot chocolate girly, like, and I remember when I went to both Alicante and Lords, the hot chocolate was exquisite, especially in Alicante. Oh, it was fantastic. It was absolutely beautiful. Um, yeah, so I love getting cozy with some hot chocolate and watching maybe some Netflix. I think I finally finished Gilmore Girls last autumn, and I'm not gonna lie, I really did get sad when I finished it. Even when I finished Friends, because I've watched Friends about 3 times now, beginning to end, and I don't think I can really watch it any more times before I actually know every single thing that's going on and it's no longer interesting. So I think I'm just gonna give it like 5 more years and then I'll come back and watch it from beginning to end again. But yeah, I think just really doing things that, because I'm someone who, I'm really extroverted and really bubbly, but I do need my time alone. I do need my time to recharge by myself, and I do need my time to really recuperate and regroup and really just get back intentionally again. So that's something that really helps me, and it can be anything from for you. It doesn't even have to be anything big. Maybe it's even like even the things that just happen throughout the day, because say like if something happens to me throughout the day that really hits me or really makes me feel a bit ugh or whatever, I've made playlists with uplifting lyrics, like I'll put that music in, and it will kind of lift my spirits again, and that's my own way of self-care throughout the day as well, on the go, because obviously life doesn't always go as planned and it doesn't always go perfect, but that's okay, you know what I mean, and that's the beauty of it. So yeah, and also I do want to say, um hobbies are so important as well, because I remember when I was on TikTok, there was a girl who, she made a video, and I don't even remember where the video is now, but she said that maybe we're not depressed, maybe we just don't have hobbies, maybe we just don't have things to pour into us outside of our school and our work and our relationships and all of these things that seem to dominate our life so much. Maybe we don't have things to really kind of really teach us things that we never knew about ourselves, help us rediscover ourselves, to help us really gain our strength and gain our confidence and regain our passion again, you know And I'm going to start looking into hobbies that I can really pick up again. You know, I'm a very musical person already, but I feel like because that's something I've always done, I obviously love doing that, and I'm still obviously going to keep doing that, but I want to try something new at some point, you know, because life is meant to be lived, and are we really living if we're just staying in comfort zones the whole time? You know, because you grew up in that, you're just going to stick in that and you're never going to do anything else at all, you know? So, yeah, I think maybe we just need an activity that we can put effort into and consistently and nurture and craft. And also, I think we do need to stop feeling sorry for ourselves and having a victim mentality. It sounds so harsh, I know, but I'm not gonna lie, I was someone who was really bad for this too. I had a victim mentality for the longest time, and I was in denial about it. I thought I didn't, but in all reality, I did. And I think for most of us, we pretty much do tend to as well, and we won't even realize it. But I think maybe not even on that, just how much you expressing gratitude, how much are you thanking for all of the things that are around you, all of the beautiful things in this life. They don't even have to relate to you or your life specifically. You know, they could be in someone else's life, they could be someone else's little miracle and blessing, but you could still be grateful for that, because in such a dark world, things like that will still give you hope and they'll still make you smile. And I feel like, especially, I just want to let you know, even though the world is so dark and it's so sad, that's only a percentage of it, you know? And we should absolutely do all that we can to help and support those people who are in those parts of the world and in those situations where they just can't see any light. You know, we need to be those people that are selflessly going out to help those people. We've got so many world conflicts that are going on, and it's so heartbreaking. And that can make you think that this life is just, there's no beauty in it, but there's so much beauty in it. It's once you start to realize the beauty in the little things, the fact that you're safe, the fact that you are in a warm environment, the fact that you have food to eat today, the fact that the sky is nice and blue, the fact that birds are singing, the fact that bees are alive and keeping us alive, the fact that, you know, you're able to socialize with other human beings. I don't know, it could even be the silliest things. It could be, but that's the thing. The most beautiful things are sometimes even the littlest things, the most ridiculous things, and I put those in quotes, ridiculous, like, because there's so much beauty in the mundane, but I think we often forget how much beauty there is in the mundane. So, yeah, I think just really starting to practice a lot more gratitude, and you know, if you really need to get, also allowing yourself to get your thoughts out there. You know, I've talked about creativity before, and I may talk about it again in a lot more depth. Really starting to get, really allowing yourself to get your thoughts out there, especially if you're someone who lives alone or anything like that. You know, you won't always have someone to talk to, or some of us just don't feel comfortable talking to other people about our feelings or about how we're feeling all the time. You can still get those out there without having to speak to other people all the time. And so, like, for me, sometimes I'll do video diaries. I'll put the camera there, I'll just talk at the camera, and then I'll delete the video. And then I've just left that in the past. I'll write it down. Sometimes I'll keep it in the journal. Sometimes I'll rip it up and throw it away. Wherever works for you, because we'll find that we have so many thoughts that are lingering within us and they're lingering on us, but we don't actually realize that maybe we can speak up about it, or maybe we can talk to people, or maybe we can even just vocalize it, because vocalizing things really does help to help you really put things into perspective and get your mindset together and really start to find the root of issues. And there's always a root. I'm telling you right now, there's always a root to everything. So I think really starting to realize that there's a root, and to everything that you want to correct, there's somewhere where it started, and there's somewhere where it began. So we need to find out what it is. So, yeah, I mean, also, like, just listening to cute music as well. Like I love listening to like autumn type playlists. Super cute. My Spotify is in my connect with me link, so you can find it there. But yeah, I think just really starting to I think even just romanticizing the weather around me, because I feel like, sometimes the weather can be so beautiful in its own way. Even though we may not find it that beautiful, it can be quite beautiful, like in its own way. We're probably sitting there crying over the rain, but maybe a farmer out there is busy celebrating because his crops are going to be well looked after today. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's always a little blessing in every situation. So, yeah, and also, you know, it's Christmas season once it gets to around winter and autumn. So that's something that's really cute. And I love winter. I love autumn. I just love seeing all the lights. I love because everyone is so festive and everyone, it's just a time for everyone to get together. And I love the movies, and then I love it's the fact that that's a time that Jesus came into the world, and that was a time when true hope, and true life was given into the world. And oh, it's just such a beautiful and magical time. And it's September, but I'm already listening to my Christmas stuff, and I've already got my Christmas playlist ready. And I don't know, it's just really beautiful. And yeah, it's just such a magical time of year. And there's so much beauty in it in itself. So yeah, that's what I'd have to say so far. Maybe I'll do another episode if some other things come to mind, but that's pretty much what I have on my mind so far. And I'm feeling quite groggy. So I think I'm gonna peace out. And I'm gonna curl up in bed with some hot soup and watch some Gilmore Girls or Emily in Paris. So yeah, thank you so much for for listening to today's episode. You guys, I'm so grateful for you guys being here. I'm so grateful if you stayed here all the way to the very end. Um, that's truly so appreciated of you. And if you really did enjoy this episode, please do make sure to leave a rate and a review and a just whatever on whatever platform that you're listening on. And I know that it especially does help on Apple Podcasts. So just to really help support the show, just leave a rate or a review. And I just really thank you guys for being here and for all of the support and the love that you've shown me so far. And yeah, I just hope you have a beautiful rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time of day or night or afternoon you're listening. I'm just really glad that I was able to sit here and just yap at you for however long it's been. And yeah, I've been ill, but we've still been able to do it. And whatever it is, I know that you can do it, and if you put your head towards it, you can do it. So you go and you achieve it, and you don't let anything stop you. And because over around here, we never back down, we never give up. So never back down, never give up. So with that note, I'ma tell you guys, until next time, let's keep aspiring to living a life of more joy with intention. And with that, I am signed out. Bye, and I'll see you next week.